Three, two, one. Hello and welcome everyone to 120 Days of Movie Podcast. This is one of your co-hosts, Chuck.
This is another one of your co-hosts, Daniel.
This is your other co-host, Brendan.
La 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 la. Cool. Yeah, and we watched another movie. This is episode 65 or 64. I already told my co-host I'm going to be very scatterbrained about this one, but yeah, I think this is 65. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, we watched Barry Lyndon. It was my choice. We had a big break, so we had a lot of time to watch this one. This is a very long movie. This is 3 hours and some change.
5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, but all those 5 minutes will add up. But yeah, we watched Barry Lyndon. It's a movie by the great Stanley Kubrick. And yeah, I was gonna give a quick summary without trying to spoil things, but yeah, basically it's a story about a guy from Ireland named Barry, and this is set in like 1760s or 50s, something around that time.
I think maybe it starts in the 50s, but my history is not too good. Whenever the 7 Years' War was, I think it was the 50s.
Cool. Yeah. So that makes sense because he joins the 7 year war under the English, and then oh my God, what was the Prussians?
Yeah, the Prussians.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, this so it's basically kind of about his life. He's there's a lot of duels. And it's funny that Dan mentioned this at the end of our last episode. You were talking about was it a Ridley Scott movie, or it was called The Duelist, right?
Yes, The Duelist, yeah.
So this is another movie that has a lot of duels in it. So
yeah, so I did my homework. So I
yeah,
you're
you were prepared. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that go on in the film. It's very long, but I think it's kind of worth it. It does a lot of cool things. There's an intermission, so if you do watch it, I would just recommend either watch it to the intermission or maybe watch it in like 1 hour chunks. I also like the intermission a lot because the first intermission is a little longer than the second, so it feels like, oh, I only have the second intermission is gonna go by so fast, and it kind of does.
There was only one intermission in my version.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I mean the second half.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, I misspoke.
No, you're good.
But yeah, this was this was your guys' first time watching it, right?
Yeah.
For me too.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, I was gonna say let's get straight into it. I'm very curious about hear what you guys thought. I have no idea. I have no idea what we have not talked about this at all. So I'm very interested to see what you guys think.
Okay, so Dan, you want to go first, or
should I jump? Go ahead, Brennan. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I liked about the film, I thought it was beautiful. Like I realized it came out in the 70s, like after I watched it, and it could have passed for like even the 2000s, to be honest. Like I thought just like the cinematography was beautiful. I like the narrator. Like he actually made me laugh a couple times.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. And okay, so I was really engaged with the film in the beginning up until he joined the army, because like the way it was set up, I thought, oh cool, we're about to go on this adventure with this guy and see his life. And I mean, we kind of did do that, but I thought it was going to be more of an adventure film than it was.
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, like it kind of lost me when he joined the army, and then he like when he deserted the army, I was like, oh cool, now we're gonna go back to the adventure. But then he just like went to the other army,
the Parisian.
Yeah, and then like I guess I got back into it more when like near the end, basically with his son, the one that dies. And then the other son.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
No, it's okay. Well, I'll hopefully remember to edit that in post.
No.
Okay.
Don't we do spoilers though on this?
Yeah, but usually I like to. I think it's better if we do it like more in the middle.
Okay.
But I mean,
Okay.
you're right. I mean, it's
It's
not a
up to
big deal.
you. I'm fine with anything.
This movie's how long? 50 years old now.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
you haven't seen it.
Yeah. So yeah, like the two things with his sons, I enjoyed that again. So it got me back into it like near the end.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I definitely did feel the length of this film.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Did you watch it in chunks or did you watch it all at once?
No, all at once.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I can understand. I definitely I watched it in two chunks. Um,
Mm.
Okay.
I treated the intermission like a real intermission. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, okay,
So
cool. Well,
those were my positives.
cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, kind of talked about what you said about the cinematography. A lot of people say that like every frame of this movie is kind of like a painting. Like you can take like a screen, like you can kind of pause anywhere, and it like it's just so stunning every single time.
Yeah, that's very
Um,
true.
Yeah,
yeah.
on that note in particular, too, like not only is it, I maybe should have studied up on my art history a little bit, but not only is it like a painting in the sense that it's beautiful and there's a lot of like there tends to be a lot of going on in the um in the frame. It's sort of like a painting in this sort of literal way, and that often the way like where the characters are placed and like sort of what's going on, it's like very, like I said, I don't know. It like sort of in a literal way looks like they look like the subjects of a painting. Like a lot of the portraits they'll have up in the background of the shots, like are all composed in the same way that the shots are. Not, I think, like that it's meant to be a literal, like an actual reflection, but I just mean kind of stylistically, they're really
Mhm.
Yeah.
similar.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, like the shot composition is just so well done. Like it's also kind of interesting how they open in on shots and how they leave shots because you really do see like not most of the time not much has changed from the beginning of a shot. Like the camera really doesn't move too much.
Well, and particularly, there's a lot of zoom outs. Like we sort of
Yeah.
focus on a conversation and then it zooms out, and so we get this kind of full scene, full composition, which is sort of that's kind of this recurring camera movement is the zoom out, really more than anything else.
Hmm. They don't do the Kubrick stare either, so that's always I think that's kind of
Yeah,
funny.
Hmm.
Or maybe
yeah.
they do. Maybe I just never noticed. I don't really think about that during the film.
Uh, you just tell me what's the Kubrick stare? I think
It's very it was I guess would you say popular or like it was more of a thing during The Shining. I think it happens
oh
other
yeah.
films as well.
Well, yeah, Jack Nicholson just like stares off into space basically that whole movie.
Yeah, yeah, he's not
Uh,
paying attention.
yeah,
He's
yeah. I'd say like I don't know if this is quite the what you're talking about, but I feel like early on in the movie, a particular, there's definitely some scenes where there's like I guess it's to build tension, but like I'm thinking of when it's like the scenes with uh Redmond Barry. Are we gonna call him Barry or Redmond or Lyndon? He's got so many names.
whatever you feel like you saying in the moment.
Okay, Barry.
Very, yeah.
Sitting with his like cousin and first love, whatever her name, Nora,
Mhm.
and her eventual husband, John, whatever. Um, there's like one scene in particular where it's just like shot reverse shot, like his face saying nothing, looking at them, then to Nora sitting there saying nothing, staring off, then to the captain. Like it's just like this long thing of like, yeah, pretty awkward. I think I get it.
Mhm. No, there's a lot of like that. Yeah. Like there's a lot of weird like tension, but not really tension.
Mm.
You,
Well, it's like it's so stop and go in a way, and that's probably not the right thing to say. But I was thinking about it because it's obviously it's a long movie, like we said. It's
Mhm.
a pretty slow burn, but it kind of oscillates between these really drawn out moments, like that one, for example, like that dinner early on in the movie. But also, there'll kind of be um, things cut out that we don't obviously didn't need to see. But like, I think of when he initially is recruited to the army or volunteers for the English army, we go from him listening to like an officer yelling out to a crowd, "Come join the army! You'll get 3 meals and a uniform or whatever." And then it just cuts immediately to him marching. Like we don't see him signing up, we don't see him
Mhm.
being geared up or anything. And like again, we can imagine how that all goes. Like we don't need to see that. But at the same time, it sort of caught my attention because, you know, eh, I don't know, it just felt like, oh, like this kind of slow burn, kind of I don't say this even inherently negative, but sort of meandering pace. It's just interesting the things that they choose to jump ahead on. Um, versus some other things. Like we'll watch a whole dinner party, but him signing up for the army, we got to cut that.
Mhm. It's not
Mhm.
that important.
I guess not.
I like, one of my favorite, like, slow scenes is definitely the one where he, like, randomly goes to what's her the German lady's house, and her husband's at war.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I love that scene a lot because it's, like, it's so random. It's, like
Hmm.
and you actually don't even know how long he's been there.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you see him get there, have dinner. She says, "We want to stay a few days." He says, "That'd be great," and then he leaves.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
presumably it's been a couple days, but you're right. It's like, was it one night? Was it the thing I love about that too that I just think is very funny? And this is strangely kind of a funny movie in a way. Um, the narrator, as he's leaving, I don't know if you catch this, mentions that this woman just keeps doing this. Like he's not the first soldier to come up and spend a few days at her place. This is like something that she does, evidently.
She's just lonely, man.
Yeah, it's not a judgment, and honestly,
No,
like it's
no.
funny because like it's not it isn't a judgment even in the movie. I just sort of like, oh, that's kind of an interesting wrinkle um, to just kind of throw in. You.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like you're saying, there's a lot of, like, subtle comedy.
Mhm.
Like, kind of even I think the ending is kind of hilarious in a weird
Like
way.
hit like post duel or like
Oh,
literally
no,
the
no,
final moment. Like,
I think, like, the duel is pretty funny. I just think the fact
yeah.
that, like, he's dueling his stepson, and his stepson's, gun, like, misfires, so
Hmm.
you're like, "Oh, he's gonna die," like but then it's kind of also, like, a good moment for Barry, like, okay, he's not, like, a complete asshole, he shoots to the ground, and,
Well,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
just think it's funny because the stepson's such an asshole. He still, like, shoots him anyway.
Well, it's funny to me because, well, funny maybe not haha, but interesting that like they're both assholes, right? I mean, they are. Like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Barry
yeah, yeah.
is an asshole. Like he's a liar. He's a cheat. Like that's what he is.
Yeah.
Um, and that him shooting at the ground is kind of the one I don't know honest, honorable thing he does in the whole movie.
Yeah, it's, like, the
And
most redeemable thing he's done.
yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
one moment he has of kind of like okay, like because he could have like he probably could have beat him, right? I mean, he probably could have hit him from 10 paces away, like but he decided like yeah, I'm either out of a sense of fairness, saying you got a bad shot, I'll take a bad shot, or as an olive branch, or or both. But that one action he takes that is sort of honest is his ultimate downfall. I mean, he was
Yeah.
spiraling already, but like that's the final straw. Is him actually being the bigger person is what really does him in.
Mhm.
Which I think is kind of an interesting final note for a character to go out on. Like, yeah, if you want to call it a redemption, is also his final downfall.
Mhm. You always have to be a cheat.
Mhm.
You can't like, the minute
Yeah,
you do something good, then it's all over.
yeah, yeah,
I was gonna ask you, Dan, we got, Brendan's thoughts on the film. What do you think?
yeah. I feel similarly to Brendan in a lot of ways. I also like the use of the narrator. I particularly think the narrator is interesting because not always, but most of the time, the narrator describes events that are about to happen. Like he introduces things,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
which I kind of find. Um, I don't know. Like that's not unheard of, obviously, but it's just I don't know. Adds almost this like a certain kind of storybook, almost like surrealist quality. Like maybe I'm thinking about that in the fact that, like I mentioned before, and we all talked about, like there's many times where this movie, like I think, really looks like a painting, like it's emulating the style of a painting. That it just makes it all feel kind of um, I don't know, like written, like which is obvious because it's a movie, but like it's all
No,
like either
I know what you mean by story.
yeah,
Like it kind of feels like like a film like The Princess Bride.
yeah. That's good. That's a good comparison in a way, actually. But I guess even what I was getting at was like the what's the word? Like the predestined nature of all of it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, kind of like
yeah,
like meta in a weird way, but also
mm,
like he's foreshadowing things, but it's not really foreshadowing since he's just kind of telling us
yeah.
about
And
things.
it's like he'll sort of say things, but it's like he tells us that the narrator mentions that Barry's son is going to die
Hmm.
for this, but he doesn't say this is the scene in which little Brian Patrick dies. He says Barry Lyndon will die childless. You know, so you're like,
Hmm.
oh, like what? Like, excuse me? Like, what? Why is that? Do you mean his kid's gonna die? Is that what you're telling me? Like, what is? I don't understand what that means. And then that, like, it's just sort of weirdly, um, like I don't know if you say he's unreliable necessarily, but he's kind of he doesn't just come out and say like everything that I can remember, everything the narrator alludes to does happen, but he just doesn't really explain himself very thoroughly. You know,
He's not gonna give it all away. You have to,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
It's
he
not a,
knows. Yeah, he knows what's going to happen. He knows, like he could say if he wanted to, but he's not going to.
hmm yeah. Um, I always get very choked up when his son dies. Um,
I
yeah, I
actually
don't
thought it was sort of silly. Like,
really
well, it's
what.
off for a specific
Oh,
reason,
from
and
the
this
whole.
is something throughout the whole movie, and that's a bit harsh to say. I mean, silly's too strong, but like, I don't know. This is a 9. His kid is 8. Actually, he's about to turn 9,
Hmm.
and his final words are, "Please, mother, father, do not quarrel for thee, so we may meet again in the kingdom of heaven." Like, what the fuck? Like, it's. I get it's. What is it? The 1770s or something at that point. I don't know. Remember if it gives us years, but it's like it's ye olden times or whatever. But like, a kid does not. A kid doesn't talk like that. It was like this ridiculous. And they did the same thing with Bullington, his stepson, early on. They're riding in a carriage and someone says, "Oh, you should be happy, you should be happy for your mother that she's remarried." And he's like, "Ah, but not in this way, for she makes a fool of herself, my mother." Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. An 8-year-old,
Yeah.
it just is sort of distracting to me. Like, it was sort of I don't really get why the two kids in the movie, why they talk that way.
They
Like,
were locked the
almost,
fuck in.
I get, you're right. He was jotting down his last words
Yeah,
earlier. Like,
they've been writing down like what they were gonna say in the
oh,
cart. They don't have
yeah,
nothing to do all day. They
I guess it just was like a little bit like everyone talks in a very
no, I
flower
agree.
way, but
Yeah.
yeah,
And I agree with that in a sense too. But that is also just like an old movie thing. Like a lot of like everyone speaks proper, and that is pretty
mm.
bad. Where it is like you're right. Kids don't sound like that, no matter what the time period.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming
Mhm.
I wasn't there, obviously, but it almost like I'll say this, I guess, as a little bit of a counter. Like when the adults speak that way, I think it really works. Like the fact that everyone is kind of like scenes are partially, I think, so drawn out because no one says exactly what they're thinking.
Hmm.
Right, like everyone needs to add this coat of paint over it. Like everyone needs to begin with, with the utmost respect, madam, I believe that you're mistaken. They don't say you're a liar. Like it's all very like proper, like very polite. There's an etiquette to the way they talk. Clearly, like
Mhm.
there's a way you express what you're thinking that is allowed in a way that's not. Which I think like feeds into uh like is an important element of the movie. It's not just a stylistic choice. Like I think like the one time, I mean, it's very extreme, but like when everyone sees Barry in an authentic moment when he's beating up Bullington, it's like everyone totally abandons him, and maybe they should in that case. I mean, that's pretty cruel, but anyway, it's just
Yeah, it's like his
yeah,
social standing just kind of falls after they see like he is a kind of an abusive stepfather.
Yeah, and like I guess the point I'm making is even more than that. I mean, maybe I'm off base, but I guess I get the feeling that even more than it just being the abuse, because obviously there was abuse, but it's the fact that he let it be shown publicly is almost the worst offense. You know, because he
Mhm,
lived his whole life. He was obviously well liked. He was wealthy. He was like had this huge social circle, and like
Yeah.
you know, he was beating his son up. You know, he was or his stepson and was neglecting him.
mhm,
I sort of find it hard to believe that no one was aware of that. I mean, certainly like the aides were, you know, the servants and the whatever, you know, the advisors knew, but no one cared until it was, you know, until everyone saw it firsthand, I guess.
mhm. And I like that scene a lot because it just kinda shows his, like, his character, like, oh, he's a piece
Hmm.
of shit, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
can't even hide it.
Hmm. Yeah. And
Uh,
like it really, where he, like, I mean, the narrator says this pretty explicitly at one point that it's like the skills and the quality that he have, the skills and the qualities that he has, um, they were good for finding wealth, finding his fortune, but it's not really good at like maintaining his standing. You know, like you can't be this ambitious and this raw, um, and kind of just settle down and keep things in order. I guess.
yeah, what's that saying? Lipstick on a pig?
Yeah, yeah, that's something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still gonna be ugly.
It's still gonna be, but it's still gonna be. You can put mascara on a donkey, but it's still gonna brag. You know.
Ooh, that's way better than what I said.
Oh no,
Why didn't
why?
why didn't you say
I,
that?
no, you're right. It's lipstick on a pig. Something. You're right. I'm wrong.
No, you're not, but I mean, I like your saying more, even if what I said was what whatever.
Yeah.
Um, okay, cool. I was gonna say I'm gonna talk about the things I like because I like a
Yes,
lot of
please.
things about this movie.
Yeah.
This is like one of the first like I don't know, just the fact that like this movie just is visually stunning. There's so much to kind of like enjoy and like you can. It's a very cozy film.
Mm,
You can kind of just like lay back and you're like, oh, this is like he's just doing his thing. And when you kind of like realize that like, oh, he's the bad guy, it just makes it way more enjoyable.
mm,
In my opinion, you're like, oh, this guy's the bad guy. Like we don't want this guy. Like we want him to like fail. He's a great like anti-hero. Um, even like in the very beginning when you think it's kind of like, oh, he loves his cousin and he's gonna defeat this. What is he? Is he? I guess he's a
he's
general.
a he's a captain.
Oh yeah.
He's a captain, thank you. And you're like, "Oh, you want him to defeat the captain," but at the same time, you're like, "No, like, her family's gonna like." I, e- I don't know. I
Mhm.
just thought that like it made no sense for him to like fight his family so hard on this. Even like, dude,
Yeah.
this is just love, like young love. You're not gonna care, and I think that's kind of the moment where like he kind of like devolves as a human.
Mm. Yeah, it's like I think from the beginning, it's he's clearly like he's out for himself. Like
Mhm.
he's very kind of roguish in that way. Like, and there's something maybe not, maybe I won't say relatable, but something that, I mean, at the very least, entertaining about that, right? Like, I feel like it's not that unique in a story to have a protagonist, like even sort of a hero, that is sort of self-interested, that is opportunistic, you know, that is like looking, you know, seeking their fortune, or you know, looking for happiness. Even like, you know, these are all things where it's like you're out for yourself. Just it's just I think as the to me at least as the movie goes on, yeah, it's like I guess you sort of already said it, but it's like the qualities that earlier on in the movie, I guess I sort of chalked up as like a kind of natural or sympathetic kind of opportunism. Um, it just becomes clear that there's no real like limits, you know, that it's like it's sort of to me at least like almost charming in a way, watching someone like maybe not fucking try to, you know, marry his cousin and bankrupt his own family, but like, you know, he's out on the road, he's, you know, he joins the army, he deserts and is like just out kind of, you know, trying to live by a lie, and there's something kind of almost that you have to respect, that he's just like I said, living by his own wits, right? But
Mhm.
then the sort of almost the circumstances change, and when he's in a position of power, it's not really so commendable that he's just out for himself, like because he's not just living by his wits anymore. Like he's got the money, he's got the power, so it sort of is different.
And he like ruins his new family's like fortune as well.
Yeah, I mean, by the way,
Yeah.
sorry, I sort of hijacked your.
No, it's
your
okay.
thought,
Yeah,
but
he's just like ultimate like he like you said perfectly. Like he's great at getting into the position, but like
mm.
he just fumbles the bag once he's there.
And the moment to me, on my first watch, that it really sort of begun to sink in when I think the transition is a great scene. It's actually when I mentioned it's in the carriage, right after he marries. What is his wife's name?
You could
Lady Lyndon.
Yeah.
He marries her, and that's kind of him making it, right? Like that was sort of like that's this huge moment, and they're sitting in the carriage, and he's smoking, and she says, could you, do you mind? Could you just not smoke right now? And he just blows the smoke in her face and sort of
Yeah.
laughs and gives her a kiss.
Yeah.
But it's like, and I think maybe at that point the narrator may come in and say something about it too, but it's like, he's just, oh yeah, he said, the narrator says something like, his wife would become basically in the background, would have the same value to him as like, the fancy curtains and the big house. It's just all aesthetic. It's just all kind of a means to his lavish life. And it's like, oh shit, like this guy really is just like it's about him. It's just he wants a wife. He wants a rich wife because he wants her money and he wants a kid, and he doesn't give a shit about her as a person. He doesn't give a shit about anyone as a person. He just cares about like he's just that transactional. He just cares about like what they are to him in like this mechanical sense.
Mm-hmm. And I was gonna also say if Barry Lyndon now would be like trading like NFTs and would be like gambling every day.
Yeah.
He
Very
would be
true.
he would vape. He would like
Mm.
yeah. He would be like he's like the
It's that
prototypical.
persona.
Yeah, he's like the prototypical douchebag.
Yeah,
Um, mhm.
hustle
But great.
culture.
Yeah, hustle culture. Yeah, he would be Andrew Tate.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. May the Romanian government find him and do what they need to.
Oh, I, I don't know if he's in hiding. Isn't he like just in Florida? We don't need to talk about this, but I
No,
think
I think he's still in Romania and like he's like hiding from the police.
nah, man. I think we brought those boys back.
No way, dude.
I
Oh.
think so.
We should send them back to Romania.
It's a new world. Hold on, I gotta look it up. Let me look it up.
Dude, what the heck? I don't want him to be
Tate
here.
Brothers.
Yeah.
I'll just search Tate. Well, I'm not gonna search Tate Brothers back.
God, dude,
Florida.
like the controversies tab is like insanely large, or like the criminal
Yeah.
investigation.
The Tate brothers left. This is March 2025. The Tate brothers left Romania and are facing an active criminal investigation in Florida. So I
Damn,
guess, yeah,
damn. Why
they're
did they
back.
bring
But
him here, man? That fucking sucks.
this is the world we're in, man.
Dude, like send his ass back to Romania. We don't want him here. Well,
No, I
whatever.
don't want him here either. I want to, but I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the Tate's brand is a little more palatable to people now. It seems. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's probably people who watch this movie and root for Barry. I mean, that wouldn't be
I mean,
that crazy.
yeah, I mean, I was at points in the movie, I was rooting for Barry. I mean, to be
Yeah,
honest,
Yeah.
like,
In the beginning.
but yeah,
Yeah.
but you guys don't. I bet you don't root for him after he blows smoke into his wife's face.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Oh no,
well, I
for
mean,
sure. Like
that's, I guess, I mean, it's just like we were talking about. And to your point, Chuck, like that's kind of that like genuine, like so. If it's not clear, I also really like this movie. And I actually think like I I don't know, like the kind of, I don't know if you want to call him an anti-hero, but that sort of trope sometimes isn't always handled well. But I think he is like, as I was watching it, I realized he as a character gets so much mileage, and I think out of being in a way sort of personally likable, like being sort of charismatic, like because I was thinking about it at the end. We mentioned the duel with Bullington, um, and like he and Bullington are not that dissimilar, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely
Like,
not.
right, like, and I feel like the only difference, like the only as I was watching, the only major difference I think in between like my perception of them was the fact that Barry is sort of cooler, like to put it simply, like right, like it's that he is sort of more conventionally attractive and could talk himself out of stuff, but like he was a liar, he was a cheat, he was maybe not a coward, but certainly,
Oh, like
uh,
charismatic, definitely.
yeah, like and like Bullington, like the difference is like you know they're in the they're having their duel and he is sick because he's scared, but he stands there too and he's ready to take the shot, and yeah, he turns around and says, I'm still going to shoot you after Barry shoots the ground, but like, I don't know, like, it's like we said at the beginning, like, I feel like Barry under different circumstances would have basically done the same thing. I mean, Barry was ready to kill people in duels before. He thought he had killed someone in a duel,
Yeah,
as
that's
he, as
true.
he probably when he was younger than Bullington, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mhm.
I one thing I always think about this film is like I'm surprised he never goes back to like confront the captain. But I don't know.
Mm,
Maybe that's a good like a sign of his character. Like, oh, he truly doesn't care anymore.
yeah, I sort of think it's an interesting point because I think it says maybe I think he has moved on, but in my opinion, it's not because he's accepted. Oh, well, I shot my shot. Like, and my fucking cousin. Sorry, I just can't get over the fact that his cousin, like, wanted to marry someone else. I was sort of tricked. I'm gonna move on. I think it's like he just doesn't like he doesn't marry for love ultimately, right?
Mm.
Like I think he's just over that concept. Like it's just he's got other things. He's not thinking about, oh, who do I think I love and who do I want to spend my life with? He's thinking about who has money, who has standing, and that's how he chooses his wife.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh,
Oh, go
go
ahead, sir.
no, no, don't care.
No, I was gonna say I like how you mentioned that because to be honest, I think it would have been cool just like to go back to where it started since this whole film was like
Mm,
a exploration of his life. It would have been cool just to see his like reaction or just how he would interact with those same people that started this whole adventure. Like I don't know. Yeah, I think it would have been nice
mhm,
to just to see him going back.
mhm,
Yeah. But yeah, maybe like it is just a thing of like he doesn't have like a connection there anymore. Like he's on this journey and like he has kind of a new life. Like he literally has a new name. He
mhm.
has yeah, he has land now. He's even richer than he can ever imagine. Like he's made a name for himself too. Like
That's true. Yeah.
yeah, he has a lot of money. He has land. He has a kid. He bought his kid a horse that killed him.
It's true. All true.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah,
And
it
I
is
think
an
the
interesting
narrator.
thought. No, go
Oh, go
ahead,
ahead.
Brent. I'm sorry, Brent. No, go ahead.
No, just a quick comment for what we're talking about. I think the narrator also says when he like uh in the beginning he's like, oh, uh I don't know how he said it, but he's like, oh, the past is now gone and what
Hmm.
awaits him is just a new journey or something like that. So that fits with the
Yeah.
whole like
Yeah, no,
past
but
is
it's
done.
it's an interesting thought that like if he were to go back and confront people, I think that would sort of I'm not it would I think put an interesting emphasis on something else, which is like the movie ends like this is like a rise and fall, right? Like pretty overtly. Like part one is I don't remember the exact title, but it's like how he became Barry Lyndon, how he got it all. And part two is titled basically how he lost it all, you know.
Mm.
Um and so I guess I just think if he were to go back, that places this emphasis on like, does he go back and he's rich and successful and has a lot of social capital, and it's sort of drawing this contrast from where he's come from, or does he go back? I don't know. Do you imagine him going back after he's lost it all, or like at what point in the journey do you think it makes most sense for him to go back?
Mhm.
Wait, is that? I think that's a question.
It's a question. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess when you guys are saying it'd be cool if he went back, I'm
Oh,
asking, do you think it makes most sense for him to go back at his height, like at his peak, or for him to go back like after he's lost everything?
I think it'd be cool if he came back after he's lost everything because
Hmm.
he kind of would be like the same social standing as he left. It would be a cool mirror, like parallel or
Yeah.
mirror then. But no, I don't know. I kind of think it makes more sense that he doesn't go back because you don't want to pay those actors to be back in the movie,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you had to age them up and everything. No, but
Yeah.
seriously, I think it makes more sense just because you don't want like their story's already been told. Like, like he doesn't even talk about them in the second
Mm.
half. Like, it's just a totally different thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I was gonna say yeah. We can get into negatives. We kind of talked about the negatives a little bit. Just I know you guys both have problems with the length of the film.
I actually don't
Yeah.
have problems with the length.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I watched it with one go, and I'm not, you know, I don't know, not blaming you guys or something. Like I watched it in one go, and actually, it was fine. Like I thought it was, um, like it's definitely a slow burn. There's no doubt, but
Hmm.
I, I don't know. I guess it doesn't. It didn't feel. I never felt any reason to stop, or take a break or anything. I just watched it straight through.
Mhm. That's fair. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, to me, the second half kind of flies by too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Which it's interesting because I don't know. Yeah, I was as I was watching the second half, I sort of thought, the first half is sort of more interesting. Like him trying to get power is more interesting than it slipping through his fingers. But at the same time, now that I'm done and I'm thinking about it, I it doesn't really feel that way in my head. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
Hmm.
I'm saying I'm sort of with you. Like the second half, I think. So the second half maybe is more consistent. Because
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
the first
Yeah.
part is like this happens, then this happens. You know, he's in love with his cousin, then then he has to leave after a duel, then he's robbed, then he joins one army, then he leaves that army, he joins another. He is a spy for a little bit, likes the spy more, becomes a gambler, gets married, and then and then the rest of the movie is just the
Oh,
marriage.
it's way. Yeah.
Yeah, right,
The rest of the movie is much more linear.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say, for me, I don't know if I have that many negatives or if any negatives at all.
Mm,
Like it was
Oh, respect.
perfectly. Yeah, it was like perfectly made in its time. Like it's aged so well. Like this should be studied in like film school and like stuff like that. Like it should be. I don't know. There's just so many things I enjoyed about it, and there's nothing I can really say negatively.
well,
No, that's fair.
so I guess I know what score we know what score you're going to give it.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
What about you, Brendan?
For me, I also did watch it in one go, but again, like I guess I was the beginning threw me off in terms of like what I was expecting from the
Mm,
film.
hmm
Uh and I didn't get that. Um and then it's hard cuz like I can definitely appreciate the filmmaking behind this, but there's no like there's no thread to really like I don't know. Okay, I guess the story being told is the rise and fall of Barry Lyndon, but it didn't I really don't know how to word it. It's like I guess just the entertaining value in terms of film to me was
yeah.
not high.
Well, that's
There's a
Because
fair.
period.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
period piece.
Well, no, I was
So
going to say there's a period of time in the movie. I don't know if this is kind of what you're getting at. There's like a period of time in the movie where stuff just kind of happens to Barry. Like he doesn't have a whole lot of agency for. I mean, maybe that's too strong, but it's like there's a. I feel like for chunks, maybe like not the very beginning of the movie, but maybe like the second quarter of the movie or something. It's just like basically from the time he deserts the army, where like he decides to desert the army because he sees an opportunity. Like two guys happen to be taking a bath, and he jumps on their horse and goes. Then he's just happens to be caught by a Prussian military man. So he's forced to join the Prussian army. Then he gets in his favor by happening to be in a burning building and saving him. Like I don't know. It's like it's not like a flaw necessarily I'm naming, but there's a period of time where like he is not the driving force. I feel like he's kind of just reacting to things for a
Oh
while.
yeah,
oh
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that a good
very
way for you to like that's what he doesn't really have that much agency.
yeah. So
That's fair.
exactly. So I'm seeing the rise and fall of this character, but like exactly what you guys just said, it's just happening to him. So it's like I don't know, like what am I? I'm just watching him react to things happening to him, but barely any reaction at all. I don't know. Yeah, it's just there's no thread for me in this
Yeah,
film.
that's fair. It doesn't pass the vibe check.
Yeah.
I get it, dude. I'm with the lingo. I know what's going on.
But like the
Oh,
costumes and the cinematography and all that, I really do
oh,
enjoy that.
yeah, it's perfect. You can't if you were arguing that, I would be like, okay, you're like actually a crazy person.
No,
Like
yeah.
if you're talking about like the film, like the actual filmmaking, it's like perfect. There's like literally nothing wrong with the filmmaking. Like the story, like yeah, you can argue the story all day, and I'd be like, yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right. But the
Yeah.
filmmaking, no, it's too perfect. But
Mm.
yeah, not to yell at you.
Yeah. So no, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Shut up,
I
Brendan.
agree. Like my rating will reflect my personal enjoyment of the film, even though I would rate it higher in terms of just filmmaking.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I mean, maybe as you get older and like you start doing these things, like this happens to you, like maybe you'll relate more.
Yeah, like when you beat up
That's
your stepson and
yeah.
marry a countess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like found yourself doing the same exact things? Would you get scared or would you just like vibe with it?
I would just let things happen to me like Barry and then
That's good. You, that's true. You just let it happen.
yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say, Daniel, what about you? Anything that well, no, you said maybe I misunderstood you earlier.
No, go ahead.
You didn't have a problem with the link, but did you have any other problems with the film?
Um, I mean, it's not. I don't have any necessarily any big thing that sort of jumps out. Like, I think hearing Brendan talk about like the thread, I think I agree in that. Although, like, a lot of the stuff that happens to Barry, I think is sort of interesting. Um, it like it's a little bit of a double edged sword because like when I think back on like the events of the movie, you sort of can't help but feel like imagine if the movie just started him with him leaving home just because he decided I'm going to go out and seek adventure, and then he joins the army, and we
Mm,
skipped the whole thing with his cousin falling in love with his cousin. Like, does that make a big difference to the movie? You know, like, or what if we even skip him? What if the movie begins with him being kidnapped and being brought to the Prussian army? Does that make a huge difference? Like, because there's
Hmm.
so many kind of independent events, you it kind of makes me I can't help but wonder like the relevance of any of them or like if they were too fluffy almost. um that said, like, I don't know, I really I think maybe my favorite part of the movie, like my favorite like sort of sequence or arc of the movie is maybe his time with like the Chevalier, like when they're doing the gambling.
oh yeah, like they're
um
they're scheming the yeah.
yeah, because
I
it's
like
like
that part
I
a lot
think
too.
yeah, this like
Hmm.
great introduction where he's sort of doing the double agent thing, and then they're kind of off, and that's kind of his first taste of sort of fame, like or um, social prominence. And I think it's this great transition point where like, and it's just kind of very cool to be honest that like he's both like learned how to sort of gamble and cheat from the Chevalier, and is kind of his valet, but also because he's been in the military for however many years, he's also kind of his muscle. Like, so it's sort of this that feels like this moment where, oh, like it's coming together. Like it all sort of that is this melding moment where it's the transition from him looking for fame, but also like recognizing his past. But then when you move past that, I don't know, like the fact that he was this hugely successful gambler and cheater sort of doesn't come into play again until the very end of the movie, where it mentions
Hmm.
he goes back to being a gambler, but he's not as good at it. Like, so I don't know, that moment, his time with the Chevalier, is kind of a sweet spot where I think it sort of the relevance of all the surrounding events kind of makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, But other than that, yeah, I mean, like I said, the small thing is I think the kids talk in just an insane fucking way. Um, that kind of I doesn't like make sense to me, and I almost feel like lessens the impact of the way the adults talk that way. Like it makes it to me seem like, are the adults talking that way because this is a world in which everyone needs to maintain etiquette and everyone, no one can really quite say what they're thinking, and there's this social uh, pressure to like speak in a certain way, or are they talking that way because everyone in this movie just talks that way? This is the way that's why the kids talk that way. It's just because the dude, it just makes it feel like a movie, like it just makes it feel like, okay, that's just the way this movie sounds, which is sort of less interesting. But other than that, I mean, like I don't think there's any, there's nothing like singular I can point to and say this was wrong. Like this, this was fucked up. Like I like the ending. I really like the dynamic between Barry and Bullington, and I also really like we talked about to death, like the kind of shifting perceptions you have of Barry. I think is actually really expertly done. Like just that. I think it's rare, at least that I can think of, that you have a character that remains really consistent in terms of who he is, but the circumstances around him change so drastically that you see him differently. It's almost not that he has an arc. It's not that he changes personally all that much. It's just that he's doing the same sorts of things, but in different places and different times, and they seem different because of that, or you understand them differently because of that. So anyway, I kind of just said a bunch of positives again, but I guess the vague negative is some of the movie feels like, why did I just watch that? Like I don't really understand why that is relevant.
That's fair. Yeah, especially with how the kids talked.
Yeah, and also the way the kids talk.
But yeah, I was gonna say we can get into ratings if you guys feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll start off. I'm just gonna say 10 out of 10.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's a classic. It's very good. I own a physical copy.
Wow.
It means a lot to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
You keep it on your nightstand.
Yeah, yep. I feed it spaghetti every night.
You just open up the case, put some spaghetti in.
Yeah, it doesn't work anymore, but whatever.
That's okay. It's got lots of spaghetti. What about you, Brendan?
For me, personal enjoyment level, I'm rating it a 6.5. But if for the respect of the filmmaking, I could make it a 7, but it's a 6.5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I made you go first, Brendan, because I'm a little conflicted. Like, I mean, I'm not thinking about a huge range. Like, I guess I'm basically torn between an 8 and a 9, so both excellent scores. But,
Yeah, I mean, you could always give it an 8 and then like on a rewatch, it can change depending on that. Like maybe a
yeah,
rewatch.
that's
Yeah.
true the other way too, though. I
Yeah, no,
think
yeah. hmm
I think I'm gonna go for it. I think I'm gonna give it a 9 because something I didn't even mention is I also appreciate how kind of weird this movie is. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the
yeah,
fact that it's a Stanley Kubrick as well.
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like it's so singular, and it's like just I all this. It's like sort of all the stuff I counted as negatives, like sort of the weird use of language and like the disparate plot, like with all these random events. Also, in a way, like I have to respect. Like it's like just so all over the place sometimes. Like, remember he was robbed? Like that just happens. Like it's just there's like just shit that happens in this movie that is like, I mean, that's not that weird to be robbed, I guess, but just like I don't
The way
know.
he
It's just
was robbed was pretty weird.
yeah, like he runs
Yeah.
these guys at the restaurant or at the inn, and then they're ahead of him, and he just walks up to them. Like it's just like there's like a little bit of like a surrealism for me at least. Like it's just
Mm.
very kind of it doesn't like a lot of these events happen and they don't like quite make sense to me. Like it doesn't quite seem like what would actually happen. I don't know.
hmm
Yeah.
Uh, I was gonna say something that you brought it up, and I kind of just remembered now. Something that I saw recently that was very interesting was the fact that like Barry is kind of like a victim to his own fate, and
Mm,
that's kind of like a way, like something that was I saw online or maybe someone mentioned to me was the fact that like he goes to that bar or whatever that pub first, and then he meets the people who are going to rob him later. If he went inside the pub, he was probably going to get robbed there, but then he still gets
right.
robbed. He still gets robbed later. So
Mm,
it's kind of like no matter what's going to happen to him, it's going to happen to him. He really doesn't have that much control. He can push things aside, or he can, like, no matter what happens, it's going to happen to him. But
mm.
he has like a way to control things as much as he can. But no matter what, his ultimate fate is his ultimate fate.
That is interesting because I feel like that kind of ties into stuff we talked about, like the fact that particularly kind of the first half of the movie is just a bunch of things happening to him. Um, and also the fact in a way that I don't know, just mentioning what was the word you used? Not fate, but what did you say?
I said a lot of things.
Oh, okay. There was a word you used like that. It's I guess it's all meant to happen to him,
Oh, I said
right?
like a
Like
victim to his fate.
the victim to his fate.
Hmm.
I guess just that is maybe the sense I was getting, but I didn't realize it when talking about the fact the narrator always talks in terms of like talks in the future, like says
Hmm.
like this is going to happen to Barry. Um, maybe kind of contributes to that feeling that it's all going like yeah that he's a victim to his fate. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's also like a thing in philosophy as well. Uh, like, is there fate? Like, are you
Mm.
destined to do whatever you need to do? Blah
Yeah.
blah
It's
blah.
like that's Oedipus, right? Isn't that what the Oedipus story is?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you know that
We need
one,
to have
Brendan.
we need to have someone smart on the podcast.
No, well,
What is,
yeah, if I right, that's the one where he like. Do you know this one, Brendan? Oedipus.
what is it?
Oedipus
It's
is
like
the
a
story about he fucks his
Sounds
mom.
familiar.
yeah, he fucks his mom. It's a Greek
Oh yeah.
tragedy. Yeah, where it's like his baby's born and they say this kid's gonna grow up and kill his father and fuck his mom. And they're like, we gotta get fucking rid of this kid. But then because they get rid of him, he doesn't know they're his parents. So he, kills his dad and
Yeah.
in the road and then marries the mom. Anyway, at least Barry didn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that we
I was
know
gonna,
of.
That we know, yeah, that we know
yeah.
of.
I was gonna
The
ask you
movie
guys.
ends when he's there with his mom. Who knows what's gonna happen?
True.
Yeah. I was gonna say after watching this, like, what would you guys say is your favorite Kubrick film?
I still think it's The
Mm,
Shining, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chuck.
Yeah, even like I love this film. I don't know. It's like 1A, 1B. I really can't tell.
mm, mm, mm. That's fair. I have to look up his filmography, make sure I'm not forgetting anything.
I
Because I
can
was big.
tell it I can tell it to you real quick if you want.
I got it up. It's okay. Oh yeah,
Okay.
Clockwork Orange and Full Metal Jacket and 2001. Obviously, I mean, ooh,
I've seen four of
I
his films.
yeah, I've seen one, two, three, four, five. I guess I have not. Yeah, five. Um,
Mhm.
all in a row. Interestingly. Um, yeah, I kind of I'm gonna steal kind of what Chuck said. Like I love The Shining, but it's like it's really hard to compare to Barry Lyndon. Um, but also it's like 2001 and Clockwork Orange are like I don't know. It's like it's kind of hard to pick just one.
Yeah, and I
That's
will
fair.
say, like, he's really good at like telling different stories. Like, these are all different genres of film.
Yeah.
Mm, it's true, and yet very obviously has his touch, right? Like you can kind of tell a Kubrick film.
Hmm. But yeah, I was gonna say, with that, we know everyone's. Oh my God, Brendan's going through a hurricane or something.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you. Um, be careful. I was gonna say I know it's been very short since we last spoke, but has anyone seen anything they want to talk about, or played anything they want to talk about, or played anything they talk about
Yeah.
something they played?
Hey, like video games.
Yeah.
Mine is really quick. I watched um The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. This is
Classic.
a
Ooh,
rewatch.
yeah.
Yeah, but because I watched it with my nieces and sisters. Mummy 1 in like my top 20 of all time, and I also really
Mhm.
enjoyed number 2. And then we also
I have to
watched.
interrupt you. I'm sorry. I have a quick
Oh, that's
question
good.
for you.
Yeah.
In the Mummy, the first Mummy, what's your favorite part? There's a right answer.
Wait, what's my favorite? What?
What's your favorite part of the movie? And there is a right answer.
Oh, favorite part of the movie? Okay. Um, one of them is honestly when they like meet the other people in the pyramid or whatever they're at, and then they like put their guns up, and then they put them back
Oh
down.
yeah.
And
That's a good part.
yeah.
But wrong. That's not the best part.
Oh, what's the best part?
The best part is when Brendan Fraser just chucks a chair at Benny.
Oh yeah,
That's the best part. He just like beams that thing. I've never seen anyone throw a chair that fast.
yeah.
Incredible.
No, I love it.
I don't
And then
remember that at all.
It's so
Oh,
specific. It's like such. It's a stupid thing. Like I did not expect. If Brendan said that, I would have been shocked
Yeah,
and in
yeah, yeah,
awe.
yeah, yeah. Now I
Um,
have to rewatch The Mummy. Is that
yeah,
in the
but I
first one
oh,
or
just
you
the
have
second one?
to.
it's. I'm pretty sure it's the first one.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I just always. I used to watch it all the time as a kid, and I just always remember being like, "How the fuck did he throw that chair like that so accurately?"
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
I guess so. The other part, there you can. This is gonna make me sound weird, but it's true. There's a visible penis in the Mummy.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
When?
It's
Where? I.
there's you could probably look it up. I'm sure it's out there. It's remember there's like that guy, I think it's the first one. There's like a guy, it's not Benny, that it is the first one or the second one, the one with like people get eaten by bugs.
That's the first one.
Okay, in the first one, yeah, there's a dude that gets eaten
Oh
by
yeah, I'm
bugs.
seeing it now. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, and he just is like going, trying to get him off, and just like his dick flies out of his pants for some reason. And I guess no one noticed until I don't know, it went to video. But it's like a very visible dick in the middle. Oh, did you
What
find
the
it?
heck?
Yeah,
How
it's
did I get?
very weird.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Where is it? Wait, here we
That's so
go. James
crazy.
Hale.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh yeah.
there's a good Reddit thread about it under the movie mistakes subreddit. So if you want to find it there, it's very easy to
Yeah.
Google. It's literally
I mean,
just
you can probably imagine what it looks like.
yeah. If
But
you're interested, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
hope
this is a
they're
great
yeah.
distraction. We're just
Yeah, we're all just like, wait, what?
but that's cool. I'm glad
Yeah.
you liked The Mummy 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Cool.
They are
Did you
And I
really
see
also
it?
saw The Bronx Tale, which was a rewatch.
Oh, cool. Well,
Very
dude,
good.
you watch old movies, man.
Yeah. And new ones
90s,
too, but
yeah,
usually with family, like yeah, a lot of
yeah.
rewatches.
I mean, it makes sense. You were like 30 during the 90s.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
No, I was saying I couldn't hear you.
Oh, you were like 30 during the 90s.
Oh yeah. I know, I'm old.
I'm old. um. Oh, and now, yeah, and Dan shared
I found the chair
yeah,
throw.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Mhm. I was gonna say, Dan, since you want to distract us with chair throwing videos. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Uh, what about you? Have you seen or played anything recently or
I
read?
don't think I watched or read anything new,
Okay.
but I realized we talked about forever ago God of War, and I did beat that like months ago, and I just
Oh,
forgot to tell you.
cool.
Oh
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you
nice.
enjoy it?
Yeah, but you were gonna tell me there's some reason you don't like it or
Yes.
something, or you're not
Oh
and you
yeah.
weren't gonna tell me why until I beat it.
Sure. Can I tell you now?
I'd love that. Well, let me say,
Spoil.
well, I guess before I beat the main story, there's still some side things I need to do. I don't know if that's relevant.
Okay, no, that's not
Okay,
super relevant.
fine.
Spoilers for the God of War 2018. Is that when it came out?
No, well, God of War Ragnarok 2022
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
The
something.
sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, the sequel to the okay. Yeah, my problem with it is, I think the ending is very rushed.
Mm.
I think literally Ragnarok happens at like the last maybe 15% of the game.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just like the final battle.
yeah, and it's just not satisfying the way it happens. It's just I
Hmm.
feel like it just kind of comes out of like it's gonna happen, but the way it happens, you're like I'm not that satisfied. I also thought that um what's the oh my god, I'm blanking on the
Sorry, go ahead.
names.
Who are you?
Who's the god of war in Norse mythology that they meet?
Oh shit, Tyr.
Yes, that whole reveal that that's not actually him,
Yeah,
and that it's Odin, and is it Odin?
it is Odin. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was dumb. I actually didn't
I
think it
kind
was
of did
that.
too.
I thought it was like so not interesting. I thought like it was not hinted. It was not anything.
hmm
It was not my favorite thing. I definitely still think the first one's much better.
I would have to think more about that. I'm with you that there's some really weird story choices. Like, I kind of think that, and it's hard. I mean, like, I don't want to make it sound easy because it's like quite a
Mhm.
like complicated story. Just in that, like, they're pulling in bits of mythology, but they're reinterpreting them. They've got this big cast of characters. Like, there's kind of a lot going on. But I'm with you that like the tier reveal is like I literally, when it happened, I was like, oh, so like, is the real tier like still in the closet? Like, remember he goes like, is he around here somewhere? And I was like, oh, he was fake the whole time. Like that's what happened. How the fuck? Like, I don't even understand that. Um,
Hmm.
then, and just generally, like, I think I did like the game. Like, I won't say like I didn't like it, but there's just a lot of story beats that are not um wrapped up in like an all satisfying way. Because like the whole theme of the game is that there's this, or the kind of the thread of the game is that there's this prophecy, and they're trying to figure out quite what it means, like, and how to avoid it, or if they can avoid it, and all the stuff that comes up that is like meant to like for example, I mean the big one, big spoilers here. There's been big spoilers already, but at the end of God of War 2018, you find out that the prophecy said Kratos is going to die.
Yes.
Like, and he doesn't. And there's not a moment where he really sort of almost dies, from what I remember. It's not like, oh, he would have died, but we did this. It was just, nope, he's good. Like, he's,
Mhm.
it's fine.
And it's also like hinted that like his son is going to be like the cause of it as well.
Right. Which is like, that's the one part that I don't think they do it quite well, but they play with it a little bit where like, oh, it's that Atreus slash Loki is going to betray them and he's going to be on Odin's side. And the way they play with that is like he goes to meet Odin, but as sort of a double agent. Like he's like tricking Odin, which is like, oh, that's kind of like that. Maybe that's sort of cool because he's going through the motions of the prophecy, but he thinks that he has self awareness. It'll be different, but that kind of doesn't quite go anywhere. Like it's just sort of happens and he doesn't betray them. I mean, it doesn't really amount to much. Like there's not really an explanation of like what changed. The one that killed me though, and this is a small thing, but it like I was like what? There's all this big to do, like all this big deal about we need a new special weapon to beat who's that guy that can see everything, who like can see the future. You know what
Oh
I'm talking
oh
about?
oh yeah. Oh my god.
Heimdall.
Yeah.
That he like, oh man, like this dude's tough. And actually, the idea of his character is pretty sick. That it, Brent, have you played this game, Brendan?
Not the new one, but I know like
Okay.
what happened, so you can spoil.
Well, okay. There's this character Heimdall, who's like a mythological character in Norse mythology. That in this game, I don't know anything about Norse mythology, so I'm not sure how this works. But in the game, it's presented where like he can see, he like knows everything. He knows the future. Like so, there's a point in the game where you fight him, and he just can dodge every single one of your attacks. Like you can't even touch him because he knows exactly what you're going to do. And it's
Oh,
like,
that's
oh
cool.
shit, yeah. So it's like, oh shit, like how would I possibly beat this guy? And they make this big deal about, oh, we need this very particular weapon using this specific ring that we need to get. And the special thing about this weapon is it can duplicate, where is sort of its gimmick. And I was like, oh, okay, like I don't quite get how that counters him knowing everything. But I guess I can see maybe because you can duplicate it, like he doesn't know what's going to be. Okay, that's going to be cool. And then you just fight him, and it's just like nothing. And the fact that you get like it doesn't even reference the fact that I was like, why did I need this weapon? I don't even
Yep.
understand
Oh, that's
why. Like you,
disappointing.
Yeah, and he's like not. I mean, it's a pretty cool fight, I guess, like just gameplay wise, and it's cinematic. Like, but I was like, what? Like, I just beat him. Like, I thought he could dodge everything. I thought he was like really scary and bad, but like it wasn't even.
The
It wasn't
twist
even
is
close.
that Kratos is just faster.
Yeah, like it's just like no, Kratos is real tough, dude. Like it's no problem. Like he's not even close to the end of the game. Like he's not even the final battle. Even
Yep.
you just like take him out on the way to do something else. It's like okay, like that, nice, bye. So I
Yeah.
think they bit off maybe more than they could chew with some of the
I'm glad.
storytelling.
I'm glad you're kind of coming to my way because those are literally the problems I've had with the game as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, I like the game. I think it's fun. I think there's a lot about it that's really great and really impressive, like technically.
Oh, I
Um,
mean, like the fact that the gameplay loop is so much fun. Like,
yeah, yeah,
like the puzzles are great. Like the fighting feels so fluid. It's if it feels like a great game. The story is just dumb.
yeah. The story's kind of a mess. I'm
Yeah.
honestly with you on that. Yeah, there's like free DLC that I haven't tried that I'm not expecting it to wrap everything up, but I guess I'll try that at some point and see what happens.
Cool.
Um, yeah, but anyway, yes, I guess we're on. I'm with you. That like the story is just kind of like in shambles.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'll say real quick shout out to another game I'm playing now that is pretty cool called A Plague Tale.
Oh, cool.
That came out like I don't know, maybe 2018 or something like that. It's been out a while, but I'm just getting around to it. And it's actually really cool. It's real quick pitch for it, I guess. It's like a sort of very stealth forward game. But the interesting thing about it is that so it takes place in like 13th century France, something like that.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
are you? There's two Plague Tales. Innocence or Requiem?
Innocence
Requiem.
is the first one. That's the one I'm
Okay.
playing. Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Takes place in I think 13th century France, something like that. And the interesting thing about it, like in terms of the story, that is sort of I don't know, it's intriguing to me, is it's clearly like referencing like the Black Death, like the plague in Europe, and like it's that sort of time period, and it's kind of like our world, but it's almost like this more supernatural interpretation of like the Black Death. Like it's still spread by rats, but the rats are like demon rats. It sort of sounds silly when I'm saying it, but it's sort of interesting. Like it's kind of I feel like an interesting intersection between historical fiction and like fantasy that I like. I can't think of like a good comparison to. Like it's kind of just I don't know an interesting aesthetic. So it's been cool. I've been enjoying it.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Well, I'll wrap things up. I saw Wonka, the new one, the one with
Mm,
Timothy Charlemagne,
Oh, cool.
and yeah, I liked it a lot. Actually, it was really fun.
nice. I've heard it's good.
Um, yeah, it's by the same guy who made Paddington, so you know what he just
Yeah.
makes bangers. But
Oh, yeah, I do want to
screw
watch
that
it.
guy because he didn't work on the third one. He did Wonka instead of it.
There's a third Paddington.
Yes, and it's horrible. Well, I
Oh,
haven't
Oh, you
seen it.
saw it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
But
the
Oh,
I
one
just I just assume it's horrible because it's
Paddington
when he
3.
goes to
Oh,
Peru, right?
Paddington. Oh
yep.
yeah.
Mhm. He goes to Peru. And also the mom isn't in it, which is funny because the mom is now in was in whatchamacallit instead it was in Wonka.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Directed by Douglas Wilson.
yeah, not to sorry Douglas Wilson, but
Yeah. He has a he looks like he directed music videos and commercials before this.
yeah, um which is not a good sign because who else made music videos and didn't do a good job? It was the original Suicide Squad, right?
Oh, I don't remember. But I was gonna say The Fall. About one of our early podcast movies was The
Okay, but
Fall,
okay,
and that's like
bag.
all commercials.
I will say back then, like in the 90s, like in the early 2000s, music videos were way better. So if you were directing music
Mm,
videos in that time, I think that you actually had talent. Like Spike Jones did a lot of music videos and he was amazing.
mm.
But like now people who are coming from music videos, I'm like, ah, nah, you're probably crap. That's just my
By the way,
opinion.
fair enough. I can't dispute it. the Suicide Squad director David Ayer, who did Training Day, Fast and Furious, SWAT, End of Watch, Fury. I don't think this is the guy you were thinking of.
Really? He didn't do music videos
Yeah.
at all? Oh,
Well,
well
let's see.
then.
Maybe he did, but he also had a bunch of movies that I feel like are pretty well received.
Okay, that's
See.
fair. Then I'm just a hater for a hater.
That's all right.
No, you're right. I'm looking at his thing. He actually does have films. Wow, he might not even do music videos. Wow, so ignore me. I'm just wrong.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah. But yeah, I watched Wonka. Wonka was great, and I'm also trying to finally finish Portal 2. It's not a long game.
Oh yeah.
I just never got around to finishing it. I'm just gonna make that my goal. To finish it. I also finished Grendel, the book.
Oh nice. Yeah, I have to
Um,
get on that.
yeah, it's a quick book. I think I brought it up last episode. It's something that me and Dan are reading for a book club. He recommended it. Yeah, it's a quick read. It's very it kind of goes by pretty quick.
Nice.
Nice.
And now I'm trying to go back to Stormlight Archive, the Brandon Sanderson series, but now I'm like, someone told me that I have to read like a book, like a novella that's in between the second and third book. So
Ooh.
now I'm reading that novella. So I'm like, oh my god, there's too much. There's too much. But
Yeah,
thankfully, this novella is just only like 200 pages. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I can get through this pretty quick.
I have, I guess, been living under a rock because I just learned about like Brandon Sanderson's existence. I had never heard of
Yes.
him before.
hmm
You're like, yeah, you are living under a rock. So you like him? You read his stuff, I guess.
Yes. Well,
Okay,
I'm only in the Stormlight Archive right now. I'm also very green to like reading in general.
it's okay. No, it's not a judgment. I'm genuinely asking because I read a little bit of his stuff, and granted, like very little bit. So like, it's not a fair judgment anyway. But I don't know. I was sort of like seemed a little boring. I guess if I'm being honest, just the writing style.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, the biggest critique I see people say is like his prose isn't that interesting.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I guess that's what I felt too.
What did you read?
I honestly don't even remember. I was in a bookstore and I saw just like 1,000 books by Brandon Sanderson, and I
hmm
thought I have never heard of this guy. I'm discovering probably should have heard of him. He's very famous and well liked. And I just picked a book off the shelf and flipped through the pages and read like half a page. So, like I said, not a fair judgment, but I just thought, oh, I I guess I didn't know what I was expecting, but it was like notably like dry, I guess, which like that can just be your style, to just be like very sort of matter of fact. Um,
Yeah, I
so I
have some
just
I have some big criticisms, especially with the novella I'm reading right now.
mm,
Um, there's like he can tell a great overarching story.
mm, mm,
But he kind of like the small details in getting there. I don't know. I will also say this: he's a way better businessman than he is a writer. He does a
oh,
great. Oh my
yeah,
god, he has like a YouTube channel that he updates weekly, and
mm,
he's so like he's like the anti George R. R. Martin. Like
yeah,
he's so transparent, and he finishes them so quick.
mm, mm,
Like people love him just for that because they're like, oh, he's actually at least like releasing stuff. There was a whole thing like last year or the year before where he made a YouTube video where he was like, oh yeah, like I'm sorry I've lied to you guys. I've actually been working on other projects and I have like secret collection books now that are coming out and the regular books are also
wow.
still coming out.
Well,
Um,
yeah, honestly, I respect. Like, good for him. Like, I can't fault it,
mhm.
right? Like,
Well, yeah, and I think he's just kind of like I think he's good at getting business. I don't
mhm.
know how else to say it.
No, I
He's
feel like I feel like like I mean, not
he's
to
a
keep
great
like
marketer.
too
That's
fast.
yeah.
Yeah, the marketing has got to be an element, right?
hmm Yeah, I was gonna say, and we can talk about this a little bit, but like I don't know if you guys saw with George R. R. Martin. I think he finally made another update, and I think he's never gonna finish Song of Ice
Oh
and Fire.
wow, really?
Wow,
I
of
didn't see that.
course.
Oh,
What did he say?
he made a blog post which was like I will say at least very transparent.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Oh, like this is like he just seems so out of it." I'm gonna send
Mm,
it to you guys as well. But he just seems like he is done.
wow. Is it text or is it a video?
It's a text.
Uh,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send it right now, and it's okay. It's the top thing, but I can read a little bit of it.
yeah, go ahead.
Um, so I know some of you will be pissed off by this, as you are by everything I announce here. Uh, you have given up on me or the books. I will never finish Winds. If I do, I'll never finish a Dream of Spring. If I do, it won't be any good. But like, etc., etc. Like he is just complaining. Like I think he's just kind of done.
Wow. But so I'm really not in the loop. I mean, I know a little bit, but is he mentioned two books there? Does he
Yes.
think that there's is he splitting the finale into two books, or are those two different like separate
No.
projects?
So there was the original plan was always 2 books. Uh,
Oh, okay.
so it was supposed to be the Winds of Winter was supposed to come out like what 5 or 6 years ago now. No,
Hmm.
even longer actually.
Hmm.
Um, and then after that, he was like, "Oh, I have to conclude it with a Dream of Spring," and he still hasn't released the Winds of Winter, so
Yikes.
it's not looking good.
Yeah, that honestly, like, that sucks for everybody. Like, I can't help but kind of feel bad for him, honestly. Like, I know it's like fans, like, it sucks for like long time fans now that are just like
Mhm.
never gonna have the potentially never have the finale to the story they're really invested in. That fucking sucks. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I kind of can't help but like I don't know. This is like this dude's life work at this point, and
Yeah, yeah. And I was gonna say like not to like harp on it too much, but also like I think what came out was like what the ending of Game of Thrones is going to be the ending of the Song of Ice and
mhm.
Fire, and I think that reception to the ending didn't help at all.
Which
Like,
I sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say it was like what I remember, and maybe history has kind of changed the perception of it a little bit, but the ending was not well received at all.
Yeah. I am a little bit of a weirdo about the ending of the show, though, in that,
Okay.
and we probably talked about this as we were watching. I think it sucks. I mean, I think it blows. There's no doubt.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I've always kind of maintained that the actual event, the stuff that happens, I think could work. I think the bigger problem was just the show absolutely rushed it and just gave it no
Yeah.
time to breathe. Like to me, that was always the problem. Like the fact, well, I guess I won't spoil it, but the fact that the people did what the fans didn't want them to do. Like the fact that what all the ultimate fate of some of the biggest characters. I was like, I felt like, yeah, I'm not happy about it, but I actually feel like it could work. Like, I don't think it came out of nowhere in the sense that like it was alluded to at points throughout the story. Like, I actually think it could work. It's just that like it's 6 fucking episodes. Like the this minor spoiler alert. The event that's meant to be the literal end of the world, like, is given 1 episode. And then the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
episode, they're like, all right, guys, on to the
Next
next.
thing.
Like,
Yeah. Next
right.
thing.
It's just like
So
that
dumb.
to me was always the problem. It wasn't so much the stuff. There were some problems there, but the big thing was like the events are all mashed together. It just doesn't work. So I actually I'm not I don't know. Like I don't know what he was thinking. I don't, and there may be bigger problems. There may be people who could make very eloquent arguments against the actual events that would convince me. But I guess, I wonder if he thought, oh no, I need to change the ending completely. I think potentially that was a mistake. Honestly, like I don't think that's what he needed to do. I think he just needed to write it better than the showrunners did.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Yeah.
you, and like add like actually show those details that might make the ending better and like make things more complete. So yeah, I agree with you. Like there's a world where like he can make the ending make more sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think he could. I mean, I haven't read his books in transparency. Like, so I mean,
Hmm.
I've read basic, only a little bit more like of Brand than I have of like a Brandon Sanderson. I've read like pages of his work only. So he's clearly like a strong writer. That's
Hmm.
no question. So anyway, yeah, I bet he could have
Yeah, and people
could
joke
have
around
done
a lot that like Brandon Sanderson might be the one, God forbid, when George R. R.
it.
Martin dies to finish the Song of Ice and Fire, because he's done that before. He finished the Wheel of Time.
Oh wow. Okay,
Well,
so
yeah,
that maybe.
that's a really great story. The Wheel of Time's author died, and then his wife, who was actually the editor, uh, heard about Brandon Sanderson, reached out to him, and found out that he was a great writer, but also
Mhm.
was a huge fan of the series. And
Mhm.
he
Oh,
was
that's
like, "Oh yeah,
cool.
yeah." He's like, "Oh, finish the last 2 books," and he's like, "Okay, sure."
Wow. Yeah, well, that is great. I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
God, I mean, the sense I get, maybe you know better, Chuck, or either of you guys, but the thing I've heard about Railroad Martin's writing in particular, and the sense I got from the little bit of reading I did, he is so um,
Oh, like
detail
detail.
oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, like just I remember reading a couple pages of one of the book, like same situation, pulled it off a bookshelf, and like was like, wow, like you know, pretty like um, I think good writing. Like that doesn't really mean anything, but like it was well written. But it's like I was reading and I was like, why is he telling me about like where this random innkeeper's father is from, like, and what their family name is and what it means? Like, why am I getting all this information? Like, and I say this not just to pick him in, but it's like I don't know. I don't know if that would make it difficult for someone else to pick up where he left off because it's like just so
Oh
deep,
yeah.
you
I
know.
think that like the tone and everything would change.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
which might piss people off. Like I don't know. That's a good point though. Like the writing style will change like drastically because they.
Hmm.
I will say like the perfect author would be uh Brandon Sanderson's like work ethic with George R. R. Martin's writing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, just as a little aside, like not to, I don't know, like I don't want to undermine Sanderson because I don't know him, but you know, there might be a connection between the fact that Railroad Martin writes super detailed and super elaborately and just, you know, goes on these tangents and it's, you know, and Sanderson writes in a very
I would say
simple,
boring way.
straightforward style.
Yeah, boring
Yeah,
way.
you know, that
Not interesting.
why one of them can crank out books and the other is maybe struggling. I mean, there might be something like set aside work ethic, like that may be something that may be an
No,
element.
that
No, you don't
that's
think
true
so?
too. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's some there's some validity there. But yeah, there's also another fantasy guy that I want to get into, Joe Abercrombie. So
Hmm.
yeah, and then there's the guy who made Red Rising. Oh, I'm forgetting his name, but he's really good too. I'm starting to get into fantasy, man. I'm getting
That's cool.
Piers Brown.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's that?
Fantasy's great.
What's I don't know if I'll say his name, but there's a friend of ours that we just saw a couple weeks ago
Hmm.
who was telling me about a series of books he was reading. Did you hear about that? And do you know that series? It was
No,
like
no, no
sort of
clue.
sci-fi. No, okay,
No, yeah, I wasn't
yeah,
there for that conversation.
okay. I knew you weren't there, but I didn't know. Maybe you talked about it separately.
Hmm.
I just thought maybe like Red Rising sounded familiar. I thought it might have been that same thing.
Hmm. I remember you guys talking about The Wager, which is another book I've bought, so I'm excited to read that.
Yeah, that was so funny that yeah, we just both were independently reading it at the same time, basically.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah,
And yeah, that guy also wrote Killers of the Flower Moon.
yeah, David Gran, I think is the name.
Hmm. And there may be talks that The Wager is probably going to get a film.
I think I heard that. Yeah. In fact, I think maybe like Scorsese is already attached or something.
Oh, really?
I
Wow,
You'd have to
that's
look, but I think
insane.
maybe that's what I saw.
Wow. I was gonna say, you guys know the book The Martian? That guy is also
Yeah.
getting another. His other book is going to become a movie. Um, oh, Project Hail Mary.
Oh, I've heard of that. I think.
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be
Uh,
it's a
yeah.
book and it's gonna be a movie. It's with Ryan
Oh,
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, Project. Oh, wait, did you just? Oh, I know why I've heard of this because you just recommended this book.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
this was in the pool of books that we were gonna.
Right, right.
Mhm.
I didn't put it together.
Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say, but yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. I'm reading the novella is called Edge Dancer. Is that what it's
Oh,
called? I'm looking at my shelf right now. Yeah, Edge Dancer. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and then I'm probably gonna. I like to read a book in that series and then read maybe two or three from something totally different.
mm,
I don't like
uh-huh.
to just. I don't like to keep reading the same series. I feel like I'll end up binging it.
I feel that. Yeah, I kind of like to mix up genres and stuff just to stay. I don't
Hmm.
know, stay on my toes.
Yeah, the next one I want to read is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. So.
Oh man, classic. I love Cormac McCarthy. I've talked about it here before. I think.
Oh,
Uh,
Actually never had this conversation with you
really,
about Court.
I'm going to call you out a little bit. I am pretty sure I've talked about Cormac McCarthy on here, but maybe you just didn't
Oh, but have
remember.
I ever asked for your opinion about Blood Meridian?
Maybe not. Did you read Blood Meridian?
No, I have not
Oh,
actually read Blood Meridian, but I know
I
the
yeah.
like what Blood Meridian's about.
I need to go back because years ago I read like half of it and it was like driving me insane. So I stopped and never went back. And I just recently was like, God, I should probably pick it up again. It's so insane. It's like difficult to like
Yeah,
comprehend.
but the thing I've heard about Cormac McCarthy is like his writing style is like actually horrible, right?
Well, it's like, I mean, I'm kind of a McCarthy defender, like, because he's one of my favorite authors.
Hmm.
He has a very distinct style. It is, I mean, we're talking about Brandon Sanderson, like, so cut and dry. Like he uses very. I don't know if do you have a copy of The Road already? Are you
Yes,
gonna
I
pick one
do,
up?
and yes, and I looked at the first page because I had to understand what they were talking about, and I was
Right.
already like, okay, this is gonna be weird.
Yeah. Very very little punctuation. No commas. No quotation marks. Got fuck colons, semicolons. None of that shit. Hyphens. No. Like periods. Like exclusively. Maybe there'll be a straight comma somewhere.
It seems like a horrible book for an audiobook.
Yeah. Right. Like it's almost reading it. I'll actually say like The Road is a very well, like I think it won a Pulitzer maybe even, like it's like a very famous book that people really like. It is not my favorite Cormac McCarthy book, and I have not read all of his, but it's not even the favorite of the ones I've read.
Oh, cool. What is
Actually,
it?
my favorite might be a one called Child of God,
Oh,
which
cool.
is a bit shorter actually, and it's also fucking weird. Um, but the other one actually, like you'll be fine reading The Road, like you can handle it, no doubt. That's not the problem. But if you had asked me what's the good first Cormac McCarthy book, I actually would have said No Country for Old Men.
Mm,
Um,
yeah, I've heard that too.
because yeah, which it is just like the movie, so maybe you'd want to skip it. But that is like of the books of his I've read, it's like the most like plot driven. It's kind of the most like The Road is so meandering and it's just like so self reflective. Like it basically is just like it's hardly about anything in particular.
Mhm.
That's not quite fair. It's just very introspective. Um, anyway, I'm interested to see what you think about it when you
No,
start
yeah,
reading
it's definitely gonna be probably my next book.
it.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, oh, I still don't think we talked about it, but it's okay. I don't think we
Yeah,
talked
maybe.
about
Yeah,
Cormac. Yeah,
maybe I'm
just because
forgetting.
I'm like, this is all new to me. I didn't even know you liked Cormac McCarthy.
I
Um,
yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
oh no, no, yeah, it's okay. It's no problem at all. But yeah, no, I'm excited to read it, and I was gonna say, like the writing style is not super similar to what I was, but just the
Right.
feeling of going crazy reminds me of like Catch 22 because that book was a fucking headache to read, but it was
Oh,
great.
really?
It's an amazing book, but it's really truly one of the hardest books I've ever read.
That's interesting. I had never even picked it up. I'd like to read it. I remember you were reading it.
Yes, and I
Um,
finished it and I loved it, but I will say like it
mm,
is so confusing.
yeah. I'll say just as you brace yourself, the road is Blood Meridian is way more sort of confusing and bizarre than the road even is. Like the road
Okay.
is kind of weird, but you'll like. I don't think you'll have any trouble reading it,
No,
like
yeah,
getting
yeah, yeah,
through it.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
And I always power through, even if I like.
yeah,
The
yeah,
thing is, I don't like leaving things. Uh, like I always like to finish things. If I don't finish, like I actually have
yeah.
that's like a mental issue with me. I have to
Yeah.
finish what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think you'll like the road. I think you'll appreciate it at the very least.
Cool. But yeah, I was gonna say that's me. And I was gonna say it's Brendan's turn to pick a movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So you can talk about
Okay.
what you're feeling, what you want to pick, and what you want to do.
Do you want me to say three options and you guys choose, or should I just
It
choose?
it's up to you. It's really I'm down for either or. Even if it's something I've rewatched, I wouldn't mind. So
Okay. All right. So
I
then
really
all three of these I have not seen.
oh okay
Uh,
cool.
First one is Sneakers. It's called Sneakers. I think it's from the '80s.
I just was looking up that movie the other day. It's so funny.
Oh cool.
Oh really?
It's a thriller
Yeah,
comedy. Okay.
yeah. With
Uh,
Robert Redford, right? Is the
yeah.
yeah.
The other one is a cyberpunk movie called Strange Days.
Strange Days. Wow, all
Days is in
1990s.
like days of the week or like confusion.
Strange Days. Days of the week.
Okay, thank you.
And then the last one is called Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai.
Oh yeah, I know that one. I haven't seen it, but I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's
Did you-
another Jim Jarmusch.
Oh yeah. This is the same guy who did Patterson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
Uh,
So
I kind of okay. If I had to pick one, I would probably pick Sneakers. Just because I feel like we haven't talked about a comedy in a while, and it says is at least a comedy.
okay.
That's
Yeah,
that's my vote though. I'm not. If Dan has a strong argument, I might switch to Dan's.
No, my vote's either. I was gonna say my vote is probably Ghost Dog, but Sneakers is a very close second because both of those are movies that I've wanted to watch.
Cool. Does it cool if we pick Sneakers?
Sneakers, let's go.
All right, cool. So yeah, if you want to follow along, we're going to be watching Sneakers by Phil Alden Robinson, and yeah, it's a 1992 film. It's a thriller comedy. So yeah,
That cast. Did you look at the cast? Sorry, but
n-
Robert
uh,
Redford, Dan Aykroyd, Ben Kingsley, River Phoenix, Sidney Poitier.
wow,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
Yeah.
wow, an older River Phoenix. This might be his last film. Wow, because I think he passed.
that's true. He's
I think so.
93 is when he died.
Oh, 90. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, this.
Close.
Yeah, no. His last
No,
movie was The Thing Called Love. Okay,
it's
his
his
second
last.
to last film.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. The last that was released while he's alive.
Oh no, but you're right. There's like no, you're right. Silent Tongue came out, but it was after he passed away. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm excited to watch it. So yeah, feel free to follow along with Sneakers. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, this was another episode. This is gonna be a little longer one, but I think that's cool. So yeah, yeah, this has been Chuck. Catch us on Spotify. Yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys
Bye bye.
and gals.
And gal, yeah, all